Greetings everyone, I'm Eric with Your Essential Practice. For this week's Divinely Guided Rune reading, we are out in the wild, connecting with nature, earthing, just really centering, getting that divine guidance, those downloads, slowing down and connecting with the now, the present. Right after that big, beautiful Scorpio full moon, we have a Gemini new moon that's coming up right during and right at the cusp of that entrance into the sun entering in Gemini. And right after that, a lot of other things will be wrapping up in their escapades with Gemini and Aries and a whole bunch of other aspects. So let's immerse ourselves in this beautiful naturescape here in my backyard of Your Essential Practice and jump right on into everybody's Divinely Guided Rune reading.
Greetings Pisces, and welcome to your Divinely Guided Rune reading for the week. I've already cleansed the energetic space and shuffled on your runes here for today's Divinely Guided Rune reading. So let's jump right on in for your energetic pass. You've been in that rune of Berkana. This is a beautiful familial style of nurturing, probably looking for or looking at how that familial style of nurturing applies in your life. We're hot off the heels of this Mother's Day, so the Mother's Day really is, maybe we were thinking a lot like, okay, what does a mother's love mean to me? Or maybe we're challenged with those aspects, like am I balancing out that type of nurturing energy throughout my family's life or my tribe's life? Am I like an adopted mother to somebody I didn't even know about? So beautiful energies to be thinking of with the Birch Goddess's rune right there in the energetic past. The beautiful beginnings that have sprung up this last spring here. So in our energetic now energies are Ansus. Ansus is that rune of divine communication, prophetic dream work, divine downloads. This is a lot more like, it's a lot easier to receive those downloads, a lot of those messages, a lot easier to meditate, or maybe looking at different ways we're meditating and different things we're meditating with. This could be like a really easy thing to do with scrying, say like during that full moon that we were just over with that Scorpio. But with this, that communication rune definitely going to be taking an effect here for you in that new moon in Gemini, right before Gemini season here starts here on the 20th. So definitely getting into that busy as a bee kind of communication, that external kind of inbound feeling-ish type of communication, a lot of insights and clarity, maybe looking for that communication, tapping into your community, and in your energetic outcome, in your energetic near future here, you have Naldi's. This is the rune called Naldi's because it's like you're going down that path, and now this log is blocking your path. And that log now blocking your path, it's a constraint or a need or a limitation in order to be able to proceed down your path any further. So it's something that needs to be fully met, maybe even shifted, where it's maybe not really a need, it's more of a want. And that need isn't really a need at all, then, is it? Or a perceived limitation. But when we're with this familial style nurturing, when we gain this insight, this beautiful communication, we have that clarity for the balancing or transmuting of our perceived limitations and our perceived failures of the past, and learning those lessons, applying those, and having the needs balanced and constraints and limitations balanced, being able to handle those in stride, right? In your energetic influences of the now are in Pertho. This is the Gambler's Cup. This is the rune more of like a initiation process. It's more like you know how something is beginning, you're not quite sure how it's going to end, a lot like a gambler in the Gambler's Cup, or like a birth or a pregnancy, or a friendly competition like a board game, right? You start off knowing how it all begins, all these different twists and turns, the rite of passage, right? all these lessons learned in the meantime are things learned that change our perspective and give us that initiation, that sort of rite of passage, that gamble being taken and coming out the end of that gamble with whatever influences are what they may, right? So that's your energetic influence of the now with this communication. So you're kind of called to get rid of those apprehensive states. Like, this is divine always kind of holding his hands up saying, look, I got you, just take that leap, I'll catch you, I got you. So this is probably a lot of our overthinking getting in the way of our monkey mind and just saying, oh, what if I fall asleep, or what if I this. Stop making up excuses and just do it. You know, there's a lot of meditators out there who have been doing this for so many years, decades, myself included, multiple decades, and nobody ever gets it 100%, right? So don't be so hard on yourself. If you're throwing yourself into this new communication, maybe reaching out to an energetic source that you felt nurtured with, take that gamble, right? Take what resonates, please, and leave what doesn't. Let me know in the comment section below, too, how this resonates with you. Your advice, though, for this right now energy is just stick true to yourself, stick true to being on your divinely guided path here, kind of like the horse wearing the blinders. It doesn't see it, it's not distracted by things coming up on either side of it as it goes down the road, right? It can only see that need, constraint, or limitation if it's directly in front of it, if it's there in the present moment. If it's not there in the present moment, what the heck are you giving it your energy for, right? If it's something in the future that you're stressing out over that you haven't resolved in your mind, then you need to get that resolved very quickly, or get that sort of that nurturing energy to help you figure out this, okay? If it's an actual perceived something that is a fear, or are you really responding to it with love? Are you receiving that energy with love? So really good questions to ask yourself. But right now you're called to just stay true to your, what you know to be true, what you hold to be proven to yourself. So go within in prayer, right? When we're saying to our energetic sources out loud, even if we're just whispering, it gets magnified. You know it, and they hear it, they feel it, and let me tell you, you are blessed in doing so. You'll be nurtured in doing so. You'll be feeling this initiation and going within, being still. A lot of us right now, into this week leading up into Gemini, are called to be still because, like, a lot of people like to just like, oh, Gemini season happens, and then all the rest of the year is like, whoa, what happened with the whole year? So energy speeds up, it feels like, a lot during Gemini season towards the end of this reading here. But regardless, at the end of your rune reading here, you have the rune Manas. This is like adding an energy to your clan, gaining an enhanced sense of perspective, and knowing like your place in the world, your place in the tribe. Like, the two clan flags facing each other incites definition thereof. So this is like an other than. It's not necessarily a challenge thereof, or an addition to, or a subtraction from, or anything like that. But I do like to look at it as a joining of clan flags, or a gaining of more enhanced perspective, because it does enhance that sense of clarity, where we're in the gray area of what necessarily needs a label, right, and what necessarily doesn't. So again, in balancing out these needs, constraints, limitations with Navius in the near future, here you have Manas here, in helping you just solidify where you're at, where you can operate from. You have this divine communication, you're enhancing your gifts here. You're going to be mastering this coming up here, Pisces, all these needs, constraints, limitations here, like you're like the master chef here, like you are Picasso with a sword, so to speak. You're going to be able to definitely manifest and do so in very well when you're not cocky about this, but you're humbled by these experiences. You learn your lessons. You have that enhanced sense of clarity about yourself, where you are, where you hold, where your rock, where your center is. And it darn well better be with your relationship with yourself or with divine. Yeah, because nobody can take that away from you. That should be your rock, your center, right? Your balance, your fulcrum, right? And just determining where your needs, constraints, limitations are. And you're coming from that knowing perspective, like you are a lot like that Empress energy, and you're going to be able to bless these energies continuing on. You just need to stick true to yourself. You're going to have this enhanced perspective of really your place in the world and your mission here coming up here. That's always going to be evolving anyway, so why you're trying to figure it out right now is beyond me to begin with. So let's get that message of clarity from Soul's Journey Oracle deck. This is the messages straight from Source, straight from Divine, directly to your spirit, directly to your soul. Growth came out for you, Pisces. Let's look at this. I want to expand my consciousness and my awareness. Growth says, I want to expand my consciousness and my awareness. Now, when you have growth here with your nurturing and your enhanced sense of awareness here, and you're just called to be true to yourself and your hands, this is definitely about your inner growth, Pisces, not your outer growth. Okay, you are maturing a lot. You're kind of like growing up from being that temper tantrum throwing 6-year-old to probably more getting into the 8-9-year-old kind of growth phase and applying these lessons spiritually and with that, if that makes sense. All right, so continuing on, you are constantly being presented with situations that enable you to develop your inner wisdom and assist you in advancing to higher levels of understanding. The lesson is to be aware of these events and to recognize them for what they are. To live a mindful life is not only about respecting and honoring those around you, it is also about recognizing every person and circumstance on your path as a teacher. The constant chatter and the diversions of life on earth can distract you from the signpost that Spirit has left on your path. Yeah, stay true and narrow to your path. Take time to be aware of the bountiful wisdom that has been laid before you. Acknowledge these gifts and take them to heart as you continue your sojourn in this physical dimension. Don't look for the opportunities that you think you need. Instead, be receptive to the opportunities that are given to you. Namaste, Pisces. Have a blessed and abundant week.